Hi guys, I hope small group is going really well so far. This is week 7 of our sermon series looking at ordinary times. It's the part of the church calendar between Easter and Advent where there are no festivals. And we're taking this as an opportunity to dive deep into what does it look like to live an ordinary life in relationship with Jesus. And this week we tackled a particularly difficult passage at the start of Leviticus that looks at God establishing a practice for the Israelites of animal sacrifice. At first this seems barbaric, but on Sunday, and I encourage you to go re-watch the sermon to see the full picture of this, but what we discovered is that this isn't actually barbaric at all. This is part of God's master plan of drawing us back into relationship with Him, just as like what we had in the Garden of Eden. This process of animal sacrifice was established because the Israelites were fickle and they kept taking on the rituals and practices of their neighbouring countries. And so God chose one of these rituals and made it different so that the Israelites knew that they were different. And what He did is He imprinted upon it 3 large ideas. The first one being that a blameless representative can die on the behalf of another, and that brings life to that person. The second being that, unlike the neighbouring nations who were, when they brought animals for sacrifice, they believed they owned the animals and they were the creators of the animals, the Hebrews understood that God is the creator of all things, and so the animal that they're bringing is actually provided by God, and He is the one making the way. And the third and final one is this is not about appeasing a God or pleasing a God as the neighbouring nations thought it was. This was about the establishment of a relationship with God after one that had been broken. It's a way of reconciliation. And the sacrifice in Leviticus has a lot of elements that we're actually quite familiar with in our day and age. It had the blood of a blameless representative poured out for that person, and the body of that blameless representative, this being a lamb or a bull or a bird, being broken for that representative. This is the image of communion. This is what Jesus did for us. Because Jesus wasn't just interested in drawing the Israelite people back. He was interested in drawing you back as well. He's interested in drawing everyone back to Himself. That's the master plan of the whole Bible. It's one big, I love you, I want you back letter. And so Jesus died as the last, most final, blameless representative, as well as showing us how to live a life reconciled and in relationship with the Father. So this is where we came to. This is what God offers to us. But He also asks us to become like Him. And that means we have to do the same as what Jesus did. And we have to die for others so that they may have life. And so what we looked at on Sunday was what does it look like to choose decisions in life that bless others and lets them have life. And we looked at a few examples. One of them was being maybe giving up an afternoon so that you could go have a cup of coffee with someone who you know really needs it. Or another major one, which I think we all struggle with, is those friends that you know really do need to hear about Jesus, but we're afraid that we're not capable or we won't have the right words, or we're afraid that it's going to change our relationship in somehow. And so we're holding back. But by holding back, those people don't get to hear the good news that Jesus wants them back too, just like He's won you back. And so my encouragement this week is to think about how can we offer our lives as a living sacrifice so that others may have life as well. Let me pray. Jesus, thank You that You gave your life so that we may have life. And I pray that you help us step into this place where we're able to give up our lives as well so that others may live. Give us strength, Lord, and bless us. And bless the conversations that continue in the small group after this. Amen.